What's up, podcast fam, and welcome back to episode 124. That is very exciting to say. If this is your first time viewing or you're a returning viewer, thank you for returning. Real quick, guys, like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. The main thing here is I am setting a goal of hitting to 200 episodes, and I hope you'd come along the journey with me. Some of them are going to be solo, such as the last ones and this one of this part 4 series, and others are going to be with guests. I thoroughly enjoy having guests and talking about them and finding out about their passions and what makes them tick. I hope to have some very interesting, fun guests coming up. I've already got some scheduled out. I'm hoping to get some very cool guests coming up. And if you ever want to recommend anyone, they can be from any industry, any field, any background. I'm just more so into the person themselves and having an interesting conversation. So without further ado, thanks for joining along the journey. We're at 124 on the way to 200 episodes for the year. I'm very, very pumped and excited about it. So without further ado, this is a part 4 of the 4-part series that I was doing. As a quick recap, what I was doing was recapping my life and giving, I guess, advice in a sense. But basically, I had gone through a very rough patch in my life, and I was trying to figure things out. And I kind of decided that I needed to change a lot of things about me as an individual and get things going again. So to recap, first two episodes were on gratitude journaling and how much that helped me and how much that can help you continue and grow and get yourself straight and also be in tune with yourself and just give you a different perspective on life. Because sometimes we're not where we want to be, but yet we do have so many great things around us that are happening. That's what the gratitude journal is for. So, and then the last one, I combined a wellness and nutrition together. On top of getting your mind right and getting your perspective changed, you want to also really get your body into a well-oiled machine, and just, work out, get that going, get the blood moving, and then take the nutrition on top of it so that way it can perform to the best of its ability every day. And I will harp on that because I definitely believe that because I notice a difference in myself. With that being said, I just saw that guy walk by. Sorry, I'm recording. I don't have a studio anymore, so that's another thing. We're working on getting a studio out here in Denver, but we don't have one at the moment. So the apartment complex. But without further ado, this last one, there's really two things here, and the main thing is to have a plan. It starts with you. Now, I'll dive into that. But the other things I did during this time to try to improve myself, I actually wrote a lot of them out and I can read them. So I journaled, I did a gratitude journal, I worked out, I did nutrition, I decided to try to meditate 2 or 3 times a week, although I did write that down. I'll be honest with you, did not do that as much. I did no porn or anything of that nature. I think that's a key, and that's something that is not talked about enough, but we're not getting into that. I made sure I was calling friends and family every week, to get better in touch with them and just get with the people that I know love me and like to have me in their life. And that was vital, especially with mom and dad being gone and me being away and moving away. Um, I wanted to journal about specific things, so I wrote those down. What future relationships will look like, what family I'm going to have, the content I want to create in my career, and get those aligned, because at the time I was very all over the place and didn't know what those things were. I also wanted to get off social media for 30 days, and that was really tough. But what I really want to do is not create anymore, so that was the main thing for me. I would try not to go on it as much either, but it was mainly like I wasn't on Instagram or TikTok or those things for like 30 to 60 days. I was still using Twitter for like news and things like that, and probably on that one the most. But the reality was is I wanted to get off and not focus on that stuff and not post and not create anything. So I got off of those completely. I kept weed down to only the weekends. It's fine here in Colorado. Some states have laws against it. I think that is a personal choice. Some people I know can function great on weed and can do anything they want. I can tell you right now, me personally, I can't do that. That is not how that works. So I was restricting myself to only the weekends, and I actually continue that going forward because I just like that. If I'm going to do it, it's on the weekends. But even so, I'm more casual than the average user probably. I wrote down things I'm going to journal about. I even wrote down like what things I'm going to enjoy about these months off. And I wrote down that I was going to learn to DJ and for fun, and I was going to do walks outside and things of that nature. Um, so those are some of the things I did. And you can take those with a grain of salt. It does not mean you have to do those. I honestly went a little extreme with everything that I was doing because I personally felt I needed to make a change, and for the better, and for the better of myself going forward. So that ties into the make a plan. Um, it starts with you. If you're in a bad spot, you're going through something, I have a tendency to very go like, woe is me, and get really in my head and wonder, oh my gosh, I'm down. Why are people like this and that? And um, it didn't change until I wanted it to change, to be honest with you. And that is something I hope you can take away from this. But it starts with you. And the best thing I can do and tell you is, once you have that realization that you want to change and you want to get better and you want to make your life better, don't hesitate. Make a plan though. It's one thing for you to have it in your head, but it's another thing for you to write that plan down, visualize what that's going to look like, and then do it for however long you say. And I want to be real with you guys. I did that. I wrote down the journal. I said, with love and respect for myself. This is actually the second journal. So, in continuation of the last journal and the previous 2 months of self-love and growth, the intention of this journal is the continuation of the progress forward we have made, as well as to build a foundation of discipline for our career/goals so that we may go forward and achieve these goals for our future self. We are destined for greatness, and although that may sound silly to some, I believe it calls to me. We will continue a lot of the same practices from February and March, as they are in our goals, or I'm sorry, as they are key to our growth, but we will be adding in our goals for BABS life content, as well as the monthly, weekly, and daily goals for those. I will also add in what I am wanting/looking for in my future when it comes to my wife, family, and life, as I have only slightly explored those, but it is important to know. During the next couple months, we will focus on physical fitness, our mental state, future alignment of our career, passion, and personal life, healing and growing. These continue to build me, to build to build me for now and for the future beyond. Love yourself. And I literally wrote a lot of these down. These things I just told you about. I'm going to journal every day, my health and fitness, um, goals for the podcast and content. I even went into the daily outlook of my life, and the daily nutrition that I'm going to do. So when I say write a plan, I mean like go into detail and have that there. So just to give you an idea, daily outlook. I wake up, I'm going to open the blinds. I'm not going to doom scroll. I'm going to drink water. I'm going to wait 90 minutes or so for caffeine. I might meditate or journal that morning. 30 minutes to an hour later, I want a gratitude journal, maybe a daily prayer or daily affirmation. I want to regularly journal as well at this time. And for me, that's not a whole thing, because I would either journal at nighttime or then. When I get to work, I want to hit work hard, continue the good start that I had at my new job, and then take daytime supplements at work. We're going to work out during lunch or post work. On weekends, something light or a hike, because I love hiking out here in Denver. Evenings, post workout, essentially. Call friends and family, cook dinner and meal prep, walk or work on podcasts and content, journal as needed, and practice TJing if I want to. Nighttime, and work on our social media marketing agency. Nighttime, when it gets past evening, we're going to unwind, relax. We're going to have a good protein shake. We're going to journal if we haven't already. We're going to put our blue light glasses on, take our nighttime supplements, go to bed. Literally wrote that out for my daily thing of when I was trying to change things. And I even wrote out my workout routines. I kind of mentioned that in the last one, but in case those were not seen, really are. They're the workout routines. And then, yeah, I wrote out that plan because I wanted to make the change, and it was so vital to have that plan so that I could refer to it and hold myself accountable. I think it's very, I think a lot of that affirmation stuff is legit when you put the work in with it. I don't think you can just say I'm going to affirm something and it's going to just happen. I think there's a little bit of work behind it. That's my philosophy. And I mean, guys, I wrote I wanted to change and what I wanted to work on. And I can tell you in the 2 months that I did all that, I came out an entirely different person and in for better. The person I wanted to be, the person that I was hiding from, the person that I was fearful of, the person that I was not living to that full potential. And I still have a lot of things I need to work on and do, but its point was to lay the foundation. And again, you only need 1 month to lay the foundation of, I'm going to change for the next 3 weeks and do this every day. And then you might go, wait, I love this. I'm going to continue it on because this is awesome. This is what I'm wanting to do. And again, 30 days of a plan to be the best you can be. I'm going to keep this short and quick for this episode. I hope this helped somebody out there. If this just helps one person, it makes it all worth it. So with that being said, I hope to bring these values more to you guys in the podcast. Like I said, hopefully you're sticking with me. Hopefully you can enjoy the journey to 200 episodes. We've been doing this casually for years, but now I know this is the thing I enjoy doing the most because it's so much fun to sit and interview and get to talk to people. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much. Please follow along for the podcast up to 200 episodes. Like, subscribe, share. Peace. Bye, everybody.